This short presentation is to give you a quick overview of the Business and Intellectual Property Centre and where it sits within Worcestershire Libraries. So to begin with, the Business and Intellectual Property Centre, or BIPC as it's also known, is a Worcestershire Libraries service, but it is also part of the British Libraries network of business and intellectual property centres that cover the whole country, all the way from Devon to Glasgow. The British Libraries BIPC motto is that libraries are not just about books, libraries mean business, with the aim to make healthier communities which can prosper and grow. And with libraries being at the heart of communities, they are the ideal places to provide free and accessible business support, information and resources. Last year, the British Library published a report on the last 3 years. It was called Democratising Entrepreneurship, and this looked into the economic outcomes and demographics of those which had used the service. And as you can see from this slide, BIPC Worcestershire actually helped to create 531 businesses and 158 additional jobs. The aim of the BIPC is to target underrepresented groups as well, those people that perhaps don't feel comfortable accessing traditional business support but do feel comfortable going to their local library. Again, you can see some statistics on the screen. So for example, most of our customers are female. They're about 10% from minority ethnic communities, 13% which are from the under 35s, and about 12% are disabled. So how can you access BIPC Worcestershire information? Well, we do have a website which is on Worcestershire Libraries web pages. You can also view events through the library events calendar. There's also a newsletter which goes out via the Library Management System, or LMS. There is an Eventbrite page as well, BIPC Eventbrite page, and of course we also promote everything on social media through the library's social media platforms and also the BIPC ones. The web page for BIPC Worcestershire is called Start or Grow a Business. And if you do type in BIPC Worcestershire into the Google search bar, this is what you'll need to go for. Don't try to go and look for something that says BIPC Worcestershire. It actually says Start or Grow a Business, Worcestershire County Council. So once you reach the website, well, you can find everything there from events, business resources, databases and other information. These can help customers to do market research, learn new skills, understand intellectual property and also find other business support. One of the buttons or tabs is for business resources, and this is really useful to remember. This one actually links you to some of our business databases. We used to have around about 11 of these, but due to funding, we've actually now only got a few core ones, which are 3, to be honest, that we subscribe to, which is Cobra, Sister and Fame. You will also see a link to a SPASnet on the page. This is a free resource for searching intellectual property patents. So now let's have a quick look at the databases, starting with Cobra. So Cobra is a really useful database for anyone thinking about or starting to run a business. It includes thousands of business opportunity profiles, there are fact sheets, there are sector updates, and there are also events that they can look at. The business opportunity profiles, and there are thousands of these on different businesses, include all sorts of information about how to set up and run a particular type of business. So it always has things on qualifications, the key market issues and trends, but the most useful part of the business opportunity profiles is the trading, commercial and legal issues section. These can really be used as a sort of checklist for anyone wanting to start a business, but it's not just people that have got a business that might benefit or wanting to start a business. They can actually be used by job seekers and also students that are looking perhaps to see what type of qualifications are required for different jobs. And in fact, I remember when I used to work on the floor, I actually had someone come to me asking if we had a book on how to become a private detective because they wanted to apply for a job position. Of course, we didn't actually have a book on being a private detective, but I showed them the COBRA database and they found all the information they needed there. Uh, COBRA also has lots of information fact sheets, and again, these cover thousands of different topics. These can answer all sorts of questions from how to set up with HMRC, how to write a business plan or cash flow forecast, all the way to how to employ staff. As you can see, this really is an invaluable resource for customers, and it can be accessed from a customer's home as well as in the library, because all it requires is a Worcestershire Library card number. As this is a paid resource as well, it means all the information in there is impartial, it is updated regularly as well, and it is far more reliable information than people can find on Google. Statista is another database that we have, and as the name would suggest, it's all about statistics, surveys and reports, and it covers over 80,000 different topics. This one can only be used in a library, so it can't be used at home. And this is because this is activated by the County Council's web server or IP address. Customers logging on to it from a library computer will be logged in automatically from the link button. Once they're on, you've got a Google search bar, so it's quite easy to use. You just pop in the information that you're looking for. Now, the information that the customers get can be really useful for research. So, for example, if you were wanting to find out what the most popular dog breed was in the UK, or perhaps you want to have a breakdown of library users across the UK by age, this is the type of information that you can find on Statista. The other great thing about Statista is the information is really reliable. And I've even seen it being put down as a source on government reports, a source of information. It can also be, for this reason really, it can be used by students, and many university students use Statista, and a lot of universities actually subscribe to the database, although I have been told that University of Worcester does not. And lastly, we have the FAME database. This is a company database that lists all companies and charities that are on Companies House. And the reason this is useful is that if a customer wants to check any financial records of a company out, they can do, and the information also includes the credit rating as well of the company. You can use it to search businesses in an area as well. So, for example, if you wanted to look up all of the bakeries in Evesham, or perhaps the schools in Worcester, you can search by region and then industry, and you can even add contact names and details onto that list as well. So this can be really useful for businesses of all stages, and also individuals can use it as well if they just want to check out a business that they might be planning to engage with. Another area that the Business and Intellectual Property Centre helps with is IP, which is obviously the IP bit in BIPC. And this refers to intellectual property. So a lot of people won't have a clue what that means, but intellectual property covers 4 legal rights that a business can have: copyrights, patents, trademarks, and registered and unregistered design rights. So one of the reasons why we deliver this information is because the Intellectual Property Office went to the British Library many years ago because they were finding that a lot of businesses, maybe about 3 or 4 years after starting, had intellectual property issues. So it could be that they were infringing somebody or they had been infringed. Unfortunately, at that stage, the Intellectual Property Office couldn't help them at all. They really needed to know the information when they started a business. And so by going to the British Library, they asked if it could be incorporated in that business startup information that they gave out. And this is then fed into the network. So this is why we deliver this information. It is very important. And we can help in various different ways. So there is lots of information that customers can get, even from the Start or Grow a Business page on the library website. It's via Protect Your Business button at the bottom. But we also do IP workshops. There are sometimes webinars. We have connections with IP lawyers, and we can do drop-in clinics as well. So there's lots of information that customers can access on this subject. So on the theme of workshops and events, we also have a button on our website as well, which will take you to the BIPC Worcestershire Eventbrite page, where customers can actually book on any of the events that we have. These events can also be found through Worcestershire Library's events as well. In each of the libraries, so they can search via library if they want. And the topics that we cover, anything and everything really. There are networking events, we have on-demand webinars on things like social media, imposter syndrome, writing a business plan. We have themed events as well, sort of on creative industries or perhaps intellectual property. And we have drop-in clinics as well. And lastly, there are a number of new business books across Worcestershire libraries, as well as business ebooks and audiobooks on BorrowBox. So if someone comes asking for them, you can point them to those resources as well. So that's it. It is really a short and sweet introduction to the Business and Intellectual Property Centre. So thank you for watching this. And if you do happen to have any questions, then please contact the Service Development team, either myself, Catherine Gillam, or Anita Kiss. Thank you.